George Gibbs was a ninth grader at Grover's Corners High School. He was well known throughout the high school and was liked by everyone. His best friends were Jack and Matt, who he had known since preschool. They had even won a baseball fourth grade championship together. And of course Emily, the girl he had a crush on since second grade. Baseball tryouts were next week, and George was very nervous. All his friends were trying out, hoping by some luck they would all make the varsity team. They kept reassuring George that with his awesome pitching skills, he would definitely make it. Finally, tryouts arrived, and all week George tried his best and felt confident in his performance. On Friday, after a long day of final tryouts, George checked the computer to find out he made it.
Yes, I made varsity!
He hugged Emily, who was over to help him with biology.
I can't believe it!
I'm so happy for you, she yelled. He looked at the list again and realized that Jack and Matt had not made varsity. On the first day of practice, George was very nervous about the upperclassmen making fun of him for being the only freshman, but he realized he had nothing to worry about. After the first practice, George had already made friends with the upperclassmen. They had asked him to hang out, and he accepted, knowing he already had plans with his best friends, Jack and Matt. This same event happened many more times. George hadn't hung out with Jack and Matt since he had made the varsity team. Emily had been acting weird and had been ignoring him instead of walking home with him. Jack and Matt stopped asking him to hang out and gave up on him. Mitchell, his best upperclassman friend, invited George to a party at Charlie's house. That was the same night as Emily's 15th birthday party. When George told Emily that he would not make it to her party, she got very upset. "George, all you care about is yourself and your stupid baseball friend," she yelled. "No, Emily, I care about you. It's just that no. Before you made varsity, I actually liked you, but you have completely changed. Do you even remember the last time you hung out with your real best friends?" He looked at her, stunned, and realized that he hadn't even talked to Jack and Matt recently. "You have become so self-centered and conceited just because you made some stupid team." "Emily, I'm really sorry. I haven't even realized it. I guess I just got so excited about the varsity team, I didn't realize what a jerk I had been. But thank you for being honest with me. I'm so glad I have a friend that will look out for me and tell me the truth." "Now you sound like the real George that I know. Look, I'm sorry I said all those bad things. It's okay. I needed to hear it. Let's just move on." "Okay, but I promise I won't act like that again." After talking to Emily, George decided to call Matt and Jack and invite them over to his lake house. He apologized to them for being such a jerk, and they accepted his apology. By the end of the day, they were best friends again, and it was like nothing had ever happened. After being at the lake all day, they went back home and went to Emily's party, and they had a great time.